Okay, so recording is started. So now we can start the session. So what are Android study jams? So Android study jams basically are community organized study groups, which will give you opportunity to do hands-on learning for the Android development. It is Android basic series of sessions, which is focused specifically on learning how to build Android apps, and it does not require any prior Android experience. So even beginners who don't know anything about Android development can also participate in study jams and get themselves benefited from the campaign. So let's play a fun game here. Everyone, I request you to please scan this code, or you can go to slido.com from your mobile devices, and there you type this code 966994. Let me know when you all are ready so we can proceed further. Go to slido.com and enter the code on the screen. Everyone is ready now? Okay, so let's continue with the Slido. Some people are still joining. I think we should wait for for a minute. Those who are joined late, please go to slido.com on your mobile devices and enter the code shown on the screen. Okay, so let's start. You should answer this on your phones. Okay, YouTube has more popularity. YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram. Okay, YouTube, Chrome, Google. Okay, WhatsApp. Yes, Gaurav, anything you want to say? Okay, so I can see the 75 people have answered. What about the rest of you? So I think YouTube is most popular app among audience. Any particular reason? You can share it on the chat or unmute yourself and talk.
Hello, sir. My name is Harsh.
Yes,
I
sir.
think YouTube has got the most popularity because it is also a search engine as well,
Mm-hmm.
and it allows to find such things that cannot be found easily on Google as well.
Yeah, so I can see many responses about music quality educational videos. Okay, nice. Cleared JE due to YouTube. Okay, okay, great. So let's move to next question. Be prepared on your mobile devices. Which website you feel was a mobile app? Any particular website which you wish was a mobile app? GDS triple IT, good. Wikipedia, okay. I think Google has a mobile app. As Be Creative, you can mention there are ample websites out there which don't have any app still. For example, Figma. GDSA triple ITA. Okay, so should we make a app for GDSA triple ITA? Okay, so I think we should consider making GDSA application. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so coming back to session. So from these two questions, I think you gained the idea about why mobile apps are important and why you want any particular website to be a mobile application. Uh, so I will describe some mobile ecosystem industry trends briefly. So due to COVID-19, we have shifted to digital education because of the restrictions of physical distancing and all. We have to operate through our mobiles and learn through our mobiles. And this COVID-19 thing impacts the mobile industry. And because of this, the world is going through a digital transformation. And like we can see in India, almost every person has a smartphone now, uh, despite of their economical background or anything. So they carry a mobile. I think my niece also, he's just 2 years old, but he can open mobile, open YouTube app, and watch videos on them. So I think everyone out there is having a mobile, and we are expected to reach 760 million mobile users by the end of 2021. And because of this, India is becoming a mobile first market. So that's why learning Android development is very important because the number of users, as you can guess. is very large, and you have ample of opportunities in this particular field. So prerequisites for the Android study jams. So basically there are no in prerequisites. All you need is basic computer literacy and basic math skills, which I think all of you already have because you are in IIIT and other institutes. So don't worry about that. If you don't know Android, or if you don't know Kotlin in particular, don't worry. There is absolutely no need to know any of these things beforehand. We will teach you everything throughout the course. So how do you get started? So first and most important thing is to create a developer profile. You can visit this link. Somebody please share this link in chat, Hardik or Deepak. You can visit this link and create a developer profile. This developer profile should be public. After creating the profile, you can go to settings and change the privacy to the public profile, so we can track your progress and see the badges you earned. So why do you need a developer profile? So throughout this course, you will earn different badges. So you can collect up to 16 badges in this particular course, and this developer profile will help you showcase these badges and share your achievements on social media, or LinkedIn or any other platform. So after creating a profile, next thing you have to do is install an IDE called IntelliJ. I think many of you are familiar with IntelliJ. How many of you use it? Okay, so you have two options. Either you can download IntelliJ or Android Studio. I would suggest you to download and install Android Studio, as it has the JDK and all the requirement SDK emulator inbuilt itself. So it's better for Android development. This process is a little time taking, as you need to download the Android Studio, and it will take some time to download. So I would suggest you to do this beforehand. And if you want a separate session on installation of Android Studio, please feel free to ask. But I guess there are ample of YouTube videos out there which will tell you about this process, how to download and install Android Studio.
So hardware specifications, I think we have covered this far. So basically these are the hardware specifications you need for your machine. Processor i3, but i5 is recommended. RAM 8 GB or more. Virtualization technology should be enabled. Operating system and disk space, 8 GB available disk space. This includes Android SDK and Android emulator on which you will run your apps, and the Android Studio IDE. And this is the minimum screen resolution, because the IDE has so many menus and buttons. It will be easier for you to navigate through the IDE. Okay, so equipment needed is computer internet connection, and you can use the inbuilt emulator also, or you can use your Android devices. You need to connect it through USB cable, and you can run your apps on Android devices also. And last, Android Studio, which is the most important thing. So let's get started with the curriculum. What will you learn in this Android Basics in Kotlin course? So what is Kotlin? Any one of you worked with Kotlin or know Kotlin? How many of you heard about Kotlin before?
Kotlin
No,
is just
no.
like a Java.
Yeah, who is this? Ayan? Ayan, yeah. So yes, Kotlin is just like Java, but
Yes.
much better than Java.
Yeah, much frequent.
Yes, better version of Java. You can say better version of Java also. Lagging in between. Is anything lagging like my video or presentation?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so Kotlin is basically expressive statically typed language, and it is developed by JetBrains in 2010. And not only for Android, it's also can be used for server-side applications. It's free, open source and language, and is used by over 5.8 million developers. So in particular for the Android, 70% of top 1000 apps on Play Store contains Kotlin code, and 60% professional developers use Kotlin. So you can guess that Kotlin is very much used in Android development, and Google also uh, announced that Kotlin will be the official language for Android development in 2017. And from 2019, Google announced that all the dependencies and libraries that will be developed for Android will be Kotlin first. Means they will be available for Kotlin first and then Java. So some benefits of Kotlin: 30% less code compared to Java. So this is one of the major benefits. We don't need to write big Java codes. Kotlin can do it in less than 30% of code. And less code should not mean that the code is not readable. The Kotlin code is also easily understandable and readable. So safer code means Kotlin provides null safety at the compile time itself. Any one of you aware of null pointer exception here? In Java, we get plenty of null pointer exceptions if you have done programming in Java. I think null pointer is a major drawback of Java. Okay, so I'll just briefly explain. Null pointer exception is when you try to access a variable which is not assigned any value. Basically, it's null. So if you try to access that variable, an error will be thrown and your application crashes. So you can't check that at compile time in Java. You have to run your app, and if there is a value which is not a set or it is null, then the app crashes. So you get you get to know about these null error when you actually run the application. So it's very risky when you want to deploy it to the production. What Kotlin does, it provides null safety at the compile time. So you don't have to run it to check if there is some variable which is set to null. This will be checked in the compile time. So it saves your application from crashing and provides safer code. And Kotlin is fully compatible with Java. This means that if you have a project which is in Java, you can straight away start working in Kotlin. For example, if you have a Java class and you want to use that in a Kotlin file, you can actually do that without needing to do anything special or without needing to import anything new. You can have Java code and a Kotlin code in same file, and it will run without any flaws. So it's a very big advantage that it's compatible with Java, and you can shift from Java to Kotlin much easier. The compiler is smarter and safer, and you also have a strong community of Kotlin developers which will help you if you get stuck somewhere or in an error. Okay, so let's dive into the course. So this is the Android basics course in Kotlin language. I think all of you are now familiar with Kotlin and know why Kotlin is very important and advantageous over Java language. And don't worry guys, the recording and slides both will be shared after the session, so you can go through it again if you want to know something. So the topics we will be covering in this course are introduction to Kotlin. So those who don't know Kotlin, I think majority of you don't know Kotlin, so you can learn that in the introduction of Kotlin part. This is a 1 hour part, so no need to worry about that. You can start here. And there is also one separate I think code lab on Kotlin for the Java users. So those who know Java, they can shift to Kotlin. So this basically does is that compares the Java code with Kotlin, so you can easily understand the language and differences between it and learn it. It will, I think, just take few hours for you to learn the Kotlin. So it's not a very big task, so don't worry about that. Then you will create your first Android application in the Android Studio. Then you will learn how to build basic layouts in Android, and you will create a birthday card app. So this is your second app in this course. Next, you will learn how to use classes, objects, and conditional statements. And you can create a dice roller app. If you have used a Telegram, uh, you know there is a dice emoji in Telegram.
Yes, sir.
So like that, you can create in the Android Studio your own app to roll the dice. If you want to take any decision or just want to have fun, you can use this. So next we will cover the inputs, how to input a particular text or anything in the app. This will be useful when you do logins or any other stuff. Then we'll display a scrollable list. So just like in WhatsApp, we have chats in a scrollable list. You will learn this in 6th chapter. Then we'll learn about navigating between different screens. In this, we'll basically add a second screen in our app, and we'll learn how we can navigate between these different screens. Then we'll jump to the Jetpack navigation. It's a library for UI components in Android, and you will learn how to manage the navigations of your app. Like you have seen in Gmail app, when we swipe from the left, a navigation panel opens. So you will learn how to create that panel and how to interact with it in this 8th component. Next is architecture components. This is very important when you want to develop Android applications or any other software, because in small software it won't matter much, but when your code base increases, you have to completely, like, you have to code it properly so you can scale it and manage it at bigger levels. So architecture components will basically help you in this, and you will create a game app to unscramble words. Then advanced navigation examples. So we will combine whatever you learned up to chapter 9 in a single application, and you will also revise all the content before. Then coroutines. It's a bit advanced and a complex part, and it is used in many Android applications. Basically, it's used for asynchronous type of actions, like whenever we want to do any background action, we use coroutines. Then get and display data from the internet. So basically, we will retrieve the data from any APIs on the internet using HTTP or REST APIs and display the content in our app. This is also a very important topic because most of the time we work with APIs to fetch the data. Next is introduction to SQL, Room, and Flow. So Room is basically a database in Android. It's a local database which is hosted on user's device. So if you want to cache anything, you can use this Room database. For example, Instagram. If we open Instagram, even if our mobile data or Wi-Fi is not connected, Instagram will show us few posts because these posts are cached, and don't need internet connection. So you can learn how to cache things in Android. Next, room data, use room for data persistence. Yeah, I already explained this. And next, schedule task with work manager. So work manager is an API, so you can schedule the background task. For example, WhatsApp. In WhatsApp takes backup at 2 a.m. exact. So how WhatsApp does it? So it's basically a work manager. You can schedule tasks like at 2 a.m. I have to do this backup, and it will run for like a weekly basis or a daily basis. So this is a work manager. So how you will my learning journey look like? So there are 6 units. All these chapters I explained are divided into 6 units. 16 pathways, 16 quizzes, and 16 badges. So you will earn 16 badges at the end of this campaign. And whenever you earn a badge, it will be reflected in your developer profile. And that's why I again request you to please create a developer profile and change the privacy to public so we can track your badges. You can scan this code to view the course in detail about the different pathways and quizzes. So here you can see how units look like. As explained here, we have 6 units. These are the 6 units: Kotlin basics, layouts, navigation, connect to the internet, data persistence, and work manager. So when you click on explore button here, you will see a pathway. This pathway, like 1, 2, 3 here, it is a pathway. And when you expand it, there is a quiz. There is a quiz at the end of each pathway to test your knowledge, whatever you did in that particular thing. Have you understood it or not? And lastly, you can earn badges. Whenever you complete a pathway, you will earn a badges. There are total 16 pathways, and you will earn 16 badges at the end of campaign. So opportunities from Android Study Jams. So first thing is you will learn the basics of building Android apps with this course, and you can solve real world problems. You will develop a collection of simple apps as we discussed earlier, like there's a dice app or scrambled word games. Like that, you will develop some real world applications. You can also showcase this on your resumes, add them as a project also. This will help you. And you can get guidance on how to optimize and deploy apps on Google Play Store. So GDSC has a Play Store account. So if you want to deploy your app, if if it is a new and solve a community problem, we can have a chance to optimize and deploy on Google Play Store. And if you all want, we can have a separate session on this, on how to deploy apps on Play Store. And then opportunity to certify yourself. You can start your journey as an Android developer from here, and you can keep on learning this as you all are aware of the opportunities and scope in Android development. Okay, so let's come to some interesting part. I think you all are waiting for this. Perks. What's in it for you? So you will learn Android and Kotlin concepts from basics. So you don't need any prior experience. This is the perfect opportunity for you to learn Android through these study jams with the community, and I will be helping you out if you are stuck somewhere. Then you can earn cool badges every time you complete a pathway. You can showcase these badges on your resume, as well as you can share these on your social media handles. Then a certificate of completion. We will be giving certificate of completion to everyone who completes all 16 badges. So completing all the pathways is mandatory for receiving this certificate of completion. Then we have reimbursement for associate Android developer certification. This associate Android developer certification is from Google. So you can be a Google certified Android developer from this course. So the thing is, basically we will reimburse 80% of the total fee of associate Android developer certification. And this, I think, this certification will be, you can take the exam, and this course will help you learn the topics which are required in this certification exam. So this is a major thing, like you can be a Google certified Android developer from this certificate. Then you will develop a real world Android application in a team. At the end of campaign, we will create a app from the GDSC Triple ITA. So you can get a chance to be in the team which develops the app, and you will learn how to deploy these apps on Play Store as well. So if you have done good enough in this study jams throughout this month, you will get a chance to be in a team from that team we will create one application which will be based on which should solve some community problems as well. So after learning Android development, you are also getting a chance to implement all your learning in an Android app. And this app also get a chance to get featured by a Google on their social handles also. So this is very a big thing, like you have learned Android in a month, and then implemented that whatever learning you had in a last month in an app, and your app is getting featured by Google on their social handles. So you can brag about it and share it on your social handles and resume also, and it will have a major plus point in your resume as well. Because practical knowledge is more important than learning or gaining learning or watching some content on YouTube and then implementing it. So you are actually going to implement these concepts in the app, in the final app, and we will submit this as official entry from GDSC Triple ITA. So communication forums, please scan this QR code and join our official Discord server for Android Study Jams. We will be clearing all your doubts here on Discord, and we'll provide every resource you need. Every link I shared in this presentation will also be shared on Discord. We'll resolve your queries on a priority basis, and you can, if you have any queries, you can ask there, or if you have any questions about the campaign or about the Android particular, you can also ask there. And please, I request you all to scan this QR code and join the Discord server. Okay, so any questions? Wait, I'll just share the link in.
सर अगर जावा जैसे अभी तक कोई प्रोग्राम जावा सीख नहीं रखी तो उसके लिए भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी ना?
नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. आई थिंक यू हैव सम प्रोग्रामिंग एक्सपीरियंस बिफोर, राइट?
C++ ओनली.
हाँ, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है वैसे जावा सीखनी हो. आई वाज एक्सप्लेनिंग दैट if you learn Java, or if you know Java, it will be easier for you to learn Kotlin. But if you don't know Java, it's also fine. No need to learn first Java and then Kotlin. You can start directly from Kotlin.
Okay.
Classes will be on regular basis or weekly basis?
Sorry?
Classes will be on regular basis or weekly basis?
Session, we will notify you about the session timings and all. We will try to cover all the topics I discussed here in the sessions. So I think it will be on a weekly basis, not a daily basis. And you can start this course right now as well, from the Kotlin basics. And also one important thing, please follow the order in which the course is there on the website. Don't jump from one pathway to another before completing it, because the concepts are linked to each other. So you will be completing in order, so you will learn all the concepts properly. When will this course start? So the course is already started. You can complete this course before 10th of January.
So they are pre-recorded lectures, right?
There are not lectures particularly. The pathways provide code labs sometimes, or videos, or a documentation. So you can watch a video there, and or basically in the code labs you have all the instructions, like what to do. For example, you need to add this component, and these are the properties of this layout, etc. And you have to perform those actions on Android Studio.
Okay.
सर 10 जनवरी के बाद क्या कोर्स डिसअपियर हो जाएगा?
No, I don't think so कि course disappear होगा, but you won't get any benefits mentioned in the slides if you complete the course after 10 January. So the requirement is you should earn all the 16 badges before 10th of January.
Excuse me, sir.
Just a second. I request everyone to please post your questions in Q&A so that we can track it better. Yes, someone wants to ask anything?
Where to join the courses?
Sorry, didn't get you.
Sir, where to join the courses?
Okay, so the course link and all the important links will be shared on Discord. Please join the Discord server and wait. We'll share all the information regarding the course, the content, and the resources required on the Discord server itself.
Okay.
Should the developer profile be created with the institute ID? It's your call, but I think you should create it with your personal ID so you can track the progress and have it after the institute also. Where to join course? I think Sanjeet has shared the link of the course. But I request you all to first create the profile before starting the course, so that the badges you earn will be reflected in your developer profile. And use same email ID which you used for the developer profile to complete the course. Any more questions? if I don't have any prior coding experience, should I directly join this? Yes, absolutely. You can join and learn and start the coding journey from here also. Can you elaborate more on Kotlin flows? Sorry, Kotlin flows.
सर वो आपने स्लाइड्स में दिखाया था ना कोटलिन फ्लोज के बारे में.
You just stop me. This one.
सर कोरूटीन्स के पहले था वहाँ पीछे.
This slide.
ये सर ये थी इसके आगे वाली साइड. नेक्स्ट.
ये थी क्या?
यस सर. इंट्रोडक्शन टू सीक्वल रूम एंड फ्लो 13.
Okay, so flow, it's basically related to the databases. So SQL is the language you will use to query your database. Room is the name of database, and flow is basically what files you need to create, and some things related to this, like with sync with the architecture pattern. You will learn how to create a local database and use this to store the data.
सर इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग कहाँ पर अवेलेबल रहेगी?
इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग हम डिस्कॉर्ड पे भी शेयर कर देंगे, एंड अभी मैं थोड़ी देर में फॉर्म अपलोड कर दूंगा. तो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू ऑल टू फिल दैट फॉर्म so that we can have your contact number and we can contact you if necessary.
So can we be in the team just after completion of course, or we have to give any test?
No, you don't have to give any test. You can be in the team after you complete the course, but you must have some basic knowledge about Android so we can develop the app and complete our submission within the deadline. The deadline for the app submission is also 10th of January. So those who will complete this course before the month end will have a chance to be in the team, so we can have sufficient time to work on the app and develop it. Meanwhile, you all are welcome to think about the app ideas you wish to develop. This should basically solve a community problem or any college issues like attendance manager or lost and found manager, or apps which will solve your local community problems, etc.
It is more like open source, right? I'm not wrong.
Yes, it will be open source. All the application files and documentation will be hosted on GitHub, and we will deploy it on the Play Store and share it with the GTSC India as official entry of GTSC IIITA.
हेलो या हेलो सर, आप हमारे लेक्चर्स लेंगे या फिर सर हमारे लिए अपने आप ही सीखना पड़ेगा?
मैं भी लेक्चर्स लूंगा, और बाकी एक दो DSCs भी है जिनके साथ हम कोलैबोरेट कर रहे हैं, तो कोलैबोरेटिव लेक्चर्स रहेंगे सारे. We are planning to have 4 sessions for you, and we'll cover these 6 units in these 4 sessions. But if you need extra sessions, you can always ask on the Discord and we'll try to get it done.
सर आप बेसिक सिखाओगे? लाइक जिसे कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है कोडिंग में, वो भी इसे कर सकता है?
Absolutely, no need to have any prior experience, but I think you should know some basic coding principles like syntax or any particular language like C or C++.
Okay, sir.
Sir, how we can study it online?
You can go to the
Browser है
course
करें.
website.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You can go to the course website. There you will find all the references and all. Also, we'll be sharing some other references and important links and website you can refer to complete this course. You can also join the Discord to stay updated with the content. Everyone, I request you to fill this form. If necessary, we'll share the slides and the recording on your email ID.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, वो form वहाँ लिखा है you need permission.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. I'll just check now.
So now it's open.
Okay. Well, please everyone fill this form so we can have your contact details with us and we can share some important links and this presentation as well as the recording with you over the email.
Sir, which email ID we have to write? Personal or college? Or the
I
one
would
that
suggest to
we...
use same email ID for all the operations we'll ask you to do, whether it's filling any particular form or creating a profile or attending the course. Use same email ID everywhere. Don't use multiple email IDs like you are using college ID here and a personal ID there. So just keep it same.
Sir, do you need the WhatsApp contact number or the one for calls?
You can give any contact number, but WhatsApp will be better in case we need to send something.
Okay, sir.
Just provide active contact number so we can contact you if there is anything.
Sir, I've already filled the form with my college ID. Should I again fill it with my personal one, with which I have the profile?
Okay, I think you can edit the form. Just edit your response there. "74 people have filled the form. Rest of you, please fill the form. It's important for us to reach you in case we have to send you the resources. This session recording and slides, we won't be putting it on the Discord as the Discord is common for different GDSCs. So I request you to fill this form so we can send you the recording and slides of this session. If we did not meet the hardware requirement, Bhavat, can you specify the hardware requirements you currently have?
Sir, 4 GB RAM and i3 fourth generation.
4 GB. Okay, I think you can proceed with the Android Studio, but don't use the emulator there. Connect your phone using USB debugging. You can watch on YouTube how to connect your Android devices on Android Studio. But I think it will be fine. Just don't use emulator. It won't work on 4 GB.
Okay,
How
sir.
to register this course?
Go to the course website and sign in with your account email ID. You can straight away start the course and start the code labs there. Will this teach how to make? Yes, we will help you building apps and completing the code labs mentioned and the pathways. That's the major benefit of this Android Study Jams. You can work with the community in a group together. You can compete if you want, and you can have the support from us in case you are stuck somewhere. What to do with Android Studio app? Gaurav, can you elaborate the question?
I was asking, sir, why we are downloading this app. We already get the link.
Android Studio is a software on PC, so you have to download it so you can code in Android Studio, just like we use different IDEs like IntelliJ or Eclipse or
Okay.
a text editor like Visual Studio.
Okay.
Android Studio is a tool which provides you the various features to simplify the Android development.
Got it.
What will be done in live sessions? We will teach you about different concepts and we will do hands-on coding on the in the live sessions also, so you can learn by doing things. I'm learning C++ right now. How can I manage both of them? Yes, you can learn both of them, I guess. Depends on your pace, but I don't think there is any issue in learning Kotlin right now. Because there is a pathway of basics of Kotlin as well. I request you all to install and download and install the Android Studio. And if you face any difficulties, feel free to ask on Discord so we can resolve your queries. Or you can also ask for a separate session on how to install the Android Studio. I have seen many of students leave the Android development because they can't install Android Studio. So don't worry about that. It's not that complicated.
Sir, can you please host a session for how to download Android Studio?
We can do that, but first I request you to check YouTube tutorials. If you are not able to do from there as well, we will conduct a session. But first try it yourself, try to install it, check different resources like YouTube or Google or the official documentation. I don't think there is much issue and you can install the software.
And sir, what are the
If you
basic
still
requirements for the PC to be able to install this?
just a minute. So these are the hardware specifications to run Android Studio smoothly on your device. Virtualization technology, this is used for emulator particularly. If you want to run your apps on your physical devices, I think this can be omitted.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So I just now joined in the session. Can you briefly tell about this session? We'll be sharing the recording and slides. Please fill the form I shared in the chat, so you will get to know about the course and Android Study Jams. Can I participate in GSOC? Obviously, you can participate in GSOC. You will learn Android basics, and if you see the topics, these are some pretty good topics to start your career in Android development. So after this course, you will be able to build your apps, and you can showcase them in your resume also, and you can contribute to open source projects for Android in particular. Can you share also on WhatsApp group? There is no WhatsApp group for Android Study Jams, only a Discord server. You should join there. Is this course enough to become Android developer and apply to companies? It depends on you, how you learn, and if you can manage to do things in Android. But I guess you can easily grab internships on Android development with this course if you continue doing the Android development. So my computer has 4 GB RAM. In case you have RAM less than 8 GB, I request you to do not use emulator for running your Android apps. Simply connect your physical Android device to Android Studio using a USB cable or using Wi-Fi. You can find the details about how to connect your device on YouTube. Simply search on YouTube and you will get all the information. And you can run apps on physical device. Where to go after this course? So this course will get you familiar with the Android development. If you like the Android development and want to continue further, you can do so. You can also grab internships based on the knowledge you gain in this course. How Kotlin differ from Flutter? Kotlin is a language and Flutter is a framework. Flutter is used for a cross-platform development, while Kotlin is a language which is prominently used in Android development. So my laptop is pretty old and has 2 GB RAM. Sarthak, I think you need to upgrade your system because 2 GB is not at all sufficient for Android Studio. Those who don't have any questions can leave this meeting. But just make sure you have filled the form. I will share the link again. Can you suggest a laptop? Any laptop with the particular specifications as discussed in the session will be okay. If you can afford, go for a 16 GB RAM PC. It will be much better to run the emulator and on Android Studio. Yeah, any other questions? You can type in chat or unmute yourself and ask the questions. Or else we can finish this session.
Sir, to enter the club, we have to make 2 apps.
Sorry, for entering?
For entering the club, we have to make 2 apps before 1st Jan.
No, I think you misunderstood that part. You are basically enrolled in Android Study Jams right after this session. We will float a form of registration on your email IDs. You have to fill that form, and you can start doing the courses after that. You just need to have sufficient information about Android development, so you can be in a team where we will develop an app as our official entry for the Android Study Jams. So at the end of this campaign, we will develop an app, and you can be in the team if you have sufficient knowledge and you can work on Android concepts.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Are graphic card also needed in 3rd or 4th year? Sorry, I didn't get your question. Session recording and slides will be available on your email IDs you just share in the Google form. It won't be available on the Discord server. We will mail you the slides and meeting recording. Thank you, Kazi. All the upcoming updates will be on Discord server itself. Email ID will only be used for sending you material or slides, etc. All the important announcement will be on Discord. Laptop with graphic cards. It's your call. I think it's better to have a laptop with graphic card.
Is it okay, MacBook?
Yeah, absolutely fine. No need to have a Windows PC only. MacBook or a Chromebook or Mac OS is okay. Even Linux you can also do in Linux. So if there are no more questions, I think we should end this session. Please join the Discord server of Android Study Jams and also GDSC IIITA to stay updated with our upcoming campaigns and events. Yeah, I think we can conclude this session now. Thank you everyone for joining and making this session a success. I wish you very good luck for the upcoming campaign, and hope I can see you all as Android developers after a month. Thank you all.